Tekashi 6ix9ine has came out this week, not out of the closet. He came out and said that he is officially broke. I think, I don't know, could we have saw this coming, or is he playing a chess game, or what do you think his idea? Because he told the court that he's broke.
Everybody, it's two people you always lie to when it comes down to money. That's the people that child support and the court. Both of them, I guess, both of them are court situations. He is trying to avoid paying some money for something, I believe. I forgot what it was. Was it restitution?
It was a lawsuit from 2020. Him and his boys beat up a couple guys who was trying to film him. It's a civil suit. So
usually people play broke. I mean, Game did the same thing when that girl sued him. He went to court, said he was broke. Then he was on IG later on with a pile of money. And with him, with Tekashi, it's very possible because he had money for a minute. He was flossing, but to keep him alive, he got to pay a lot of people. He got a lot of bodyguards. He ain't making the money he used to. I'm not saying he's broke. I'm saying he probably don't have the income he used to have. And with all the cars, I remember him showing off all his cars and watches. And if he bought those watches, he probably rented the cars. But if he bought those watches, that's a chance, opportunity to liquidate. But you know, a lot of these guys get money and they're like Brewster's Millions. They try and spend as much as they can with nothing to show for it at the end of the day. It's possible. I'm not betting on that one though, Doc. I'm not betting on that. He probably was told by his lawyers, get your ass off of Instagram, floss some money. Because everywhere he go, I got $1 million in that bag right there. I got $1 million in that bag right there. Yeah, right. Okay, but you know, he can blow. He has a serious financial ignorance about him. You know, it's possible.
Have you ever had to tell a fib to the courts to, you know, without incriminating yourself, like to, you know, get past a lawsuit or something like that back in the music days?
Get out of a ticket. Told the court I had to piss. Yeah, I beat the case too. I beat it. Your Honor, I had to piss. I had to go to the restroom extremely. Either I was going to get a case for urinating in public, or I was going to get a speeding ticket. And the judge laughed and he let me go.
That's a good one. I'm gonna have to remember that one.
Yep, I had one or two choices. Your Honor, I just made a quick turn. It wasn't even I was speeding. I just pulled up in the driveway pretty, you know, kind of fast. Cop that I made that turn. You know, and cop, you know, and of course I didn't want to stop and talk to him. I'm doing the pee-pee dance. It just was a mess, man.
Love it. Hey, Head Hunter wants to know something. We've talked about this guy on the show. You have a pretty entertaining story, real life story. But did OG Puddin ever come to your club? Head Honcho wants to know.
Nah, I can't recall, dude. I don't think so. But I mean, most of them guys, they didn't come to places like that, man. A couple of guys would come around. They probably come in the parking lot and hang out, but I can't recall them ever coming to the club. Nah, these guys were on some other stuff at that point in time. To come to a dance, nah, I don't see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard something on an interview a couple of weeks ago, and I wanted to ask you about it. It may have changed due to streaming now. Streaming has changed a lot of things, but someone was explaining that back in the day, you only got paid when a person released an album. They only got paid for 12 songs, and that anything over 12 songs you did was technically free songs. So let's say you released 17 songs, those 5 were on you, but you only get paid for 12. Do you remember anything about that?
Some contracts had limitations on how many when CDs came out. Because see, at first when you had albums only limited you to 22 minutes a side. You had 22 minutes on each side, which is 44 minutes of music. If you think about, remember some of the George Clinton albums, you had Knee Deep on one side for 15 minutes and one more song, just some bullshit, okay? But when CDs came out, you had unlimited amount of time, okay? Especially if you recorded the MP3, okay? So people were doing a lot more, at first they were doing a lot more songs because it would increase your publishing. If you got 20 songs in your album, you getting paid for all of them. That, you know, shit, whether they sell or not, you still got to get a publishing check and a mechanical check. So record companies got smart and limited it to 17 songs, 16 songs, something like that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. After CDs changed the game because you had so much time to add music to it, so they changed the game completely.
Gotcha. How much revenue or lack of revenue could an artist back then make off selling 45s?
45s were considered not promo because you made money on them, but in the beginning, at one time, they were a big deal because that's all we had was 45s and albums. When 12 inches came out, they kind of killed the 45, and 45s were basically good for jukeboxes. If you back in the jukebox era, you had to have 45s. Okay, you had to have a 45, and those, the people on the jukeboxes would buy them. Sometimes people would just give them to you just to have them available in the jukebox. And you made jukebox money too. Jukebox, you got paid for that too. It was a way to get paid for the licensing situation through BMI and ASCAP. But yeah, it was, as far as actual sales, it was more of a loss, like a loss leader, they called
Okay, gotcha. You know what? That leads me to another song I've always wondered about, kind of as a music nerd. But how did an artist get paid from jukeboxes back in the day? Like, how did you, Lonzo, how would you know that someone's playing your song in let's say a restaurant in Knoxville, Tennessee on their jukebox?
You don't know. You don't know if it's playing on a radio station in Knoxville. They have to log it. Okay. You don't know what's being played anywhere unless somebody logs it. Now digitally it can be tracked. It can be tracked because they have these RSS codes on the records. That's why Facebook and YouTube can tell you who copyright situations. Okay, but when it came, SoundScan was primarily for sales. That's where when you scan the record, it went into a master computer, and anywhere that barcode hit, it would tabulate all the records being sold at that time. That's why sometimes people would give you a bunch of records just to scan them and make it look like you went platinum or gold in the first week. But actual airplay for a jukebox, when you own jukeboxes, you had to buy a license. It's like at a nightclub. They don't know how many songs I'm playing per night, but as a nightclub owner, BMI and ASCAP both me to buy a license that would contribute to the fund for playing the music. That's how all the big venues got to pay a fee. Okay, any nightclubs have to pay a fee. It's a license you buy it based on your capacity, how many days you open, blah blah blah. Whether you're a DJ or a DJ club or a live entertainment club, they will determine how much your license is based on the capacity of the club, how many days a week you open.